Welcome to The Passion Pod with your host, Chris Johnson. Thanks for joining us. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy the feature presentation.
Welcome back to the show. We have another alumni here, TeawhYB.
Oh my goodness, we back, Passion Pod, baby.
Dude, this is your third time now.
Is it really?
Yeah, we did a little update one a while ago at my house. You and Miles Boulevard came over. Yeah, so you and him are the only two that have been on 3 times.
Trifecta.
Yeah,
Repeat.
So welcome back. What are we doing here?
Thank you. Well, we're at the Brickhouse. We're opening up for Gully Boys.
Dude, when did you first hear Gully Boys music? Because I had connected with them on Instagram a while ago, but I'll admit I didn't actually listen to the music. And then when I did, I'm like, dude, I just wasted a year of my life not listening.
Exactly. And I'm about a year in. I heard a couple songs about a year ago because I heard they were, I forgot what festival it was. I think it was South by Southwest.
Yeah, they did South by Southwest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how did this particular show line up? I'm assuming Cullen had to do, he has something to do with everything that's really cool happening around here. But how did this show come together? How did you get involved with it?
Yeah, I guess by chance, Converge Radio and Cullen Ryan, like Clearwater Comedy, really just the only, promoter, marketing, event promotion thing going on right now. And Cullen reached out. I heard that they were going to be performing. I said, let me open up for them. Let me put on a good little set before they get on and hype up the crowd a little bit. So,
well, it's cool because we don't have a whole lot of pop music, and they're not necessarily pop really, but we don't have anyone. No one really sounds like them. But we've never had a band that has anything even similar to that sound come through. Yeah,
I agree. And I think genres are blending right now. What's your playlist look like? I'm sure you got a little bit of country, a little bit of rock and roll, a little bit of hip hop on there.
Country's out of there. For me, outside of Chris Cruzy being the homie,
I was gonna say,
he's the man. But I feel like people are surprised by it if they see it. But I listen to a lot of female-fronted, like indie kind of bands.
Nice. Yeah.
Like Sylvan Esso was my top band last year.
Boom.
This year, I think, was Metric, which was kind of a throwback. They put out a new album, but I used to listen to them 10 years ago.
Oh, nice.
And for whatever reason, it clicked. I'm like, I need to listen to them again. So that's kind of what I'm really excited about with listening to Gully Boys. I feel like they have kind of a similar sound to them as like a Metric or a Yeah Yeah Yeahs or like one of those bands. The sound is like that kind of like pop grunge kind of, whatever. So let's talk about music. You put out music. You put out the album Must Be New Here with Miles Boulevard.
Yeah.
We went and we did the music video, which is incredible. You were on the news for it. We did the show here. But you did... did you do something with Jack Greenwood again?
Yeah. So Jack Greenwood and I released a 7-track album this past summer. A couple songs from the year prior, like Supernova, Fila's, that we had a video for, Backyard Basketball, the one that was on the Capital One ad. And then we had a couple new ones, more deep cuts that we wanted to save for the album release. So yeah, it's been a busy year.
You never stopped. Then you did a song with Candid.
Yeah, Topo Chico in my body, turn up. Yeah, I got my little whiskey on the rocks that Miles got me, so sipping J-Mo. So shout out to Topo Chico though. Yeah, Candid is up and coming. Like if you haven't heard of Candid, like check out his discography because I know you have, but whoever's listening.
No, for real. I mean he's one of the like younger new guys right on the scene that you've been doing music with. So how did that connection come together? Did he hit you up? Did you see him? I mean, he's blowing up in the area for sure. It's hard to like not see him. But how did that particular song come together?
Gabriel Tyler actually. So those two record together. They do a lot of music. They started doing TikTok lives and creating songs with listeners and viewers and stuff like right live. So we've been kind of like in contact, I guess, and then we linked up in the studio and we have a couple tracks coming out that they're going to be releasing later next year. But we just were cooking for like 4 weeks, and we made a couple songs, and Topo Chico was one of them. And that's quite the story for sure.
Yeah, and you guys did a lot of promo for it. You did a music video and everything.
Yeah, we did a little aerial drone thing, and then we had like a 3D animation by Angelo creates make that. Sorry, I got the burps. I was drinking some coffee. Angelo creates another 3D animation artist out of Eau Claire that's doing big things too. So it was a fun Eau Claire collaboration project, really.
So you've been traveling way more now. right?
Way more.
It
way
seems
more,
like
for sure.
all the time when I hit you up, I'm like, dude, we should kick it. And you're like, I'm in Nebraska. I'm in Madison. I'm in California. Wherever you're at. How did that start to come together? Were you kind of reaching out to festivals and stuff? And then like, I'll throw 100 emails and one awesome opportunity comes from it? Or how did that start happening?
Yeah, it's like you read my mind, because that's kind of exactly how it happened. Yeah, I do all my own booking and stuff like that for now. I hope that changes. But right now, it's like, if you want to make something happen, you got to do it yourself. And you know all about that, because that's the passion, baby. And so I reached out to a bunch of Pride festivals, because I felt like I have something to offer for that.
Yeah.
And change it up a little bit, maybe something a little different from what the typical Pride show might be. And we like to hype up the crowd and get people involved, and it went really well. But the previous summer, I think I did two festivals, and then this past summer we did 11. So we're just kind of multiplying and growing a name and a resume, and I've connected with people. So I'm hoping to continue that streak for this upcoming year and just reaching out. Yeah, but it's an email blast to everybody and trying to find the real person that's actually booking it, and try to prove my worth and get in. And fortunately, we were able to get in last year.
Yeah, I mean, I think people who have this idea, there's a lot of artists that are like, well, if I'm good enough, people will discover me.
Yeah.
Like, dude, but there's a lot of good people, and really, you need to be doing that. Somebody hit me up today and were asking me like, hey, how did you get publications? How did you get in newspaper articles and stuff for your show? Like, how did that happen? Did they reach out to you? I was like, I mean, once in a while, yeah, but
it happens.
No, I wrote my story, why I think this would be good. And I remember one night in particular, I sat on my laptop and looked up every publication I could think of in this general kind of area and pitched to all of them.
Yep.
And then it wasn't a coincidence that I had a news article come out in 4 separate publications within like 3 weeks.
Listen to that. And they got to be kind of personalized too. You can do
totally.
You can't really do a whole copy paste thing. You gotta show that I'm actually reaching out to you specifically.
Yeah, but still, I mean, if you have you can have a copy paste thing where this is my story, and then just put up, you know what I mean, go back to the beginning, change the whole first paragraph, specifically about whatever that thing is.
Yep.
But it's doing all of those things that will get you in front of those people. And then as time, goes by, it gets easier and easier. So you must have gotten hit up then about doing Pride Fest in Lincoln, right? Was it because you did such a good job last year? They were like...
Yeah, we did it last year, and I brought Miles Boulevard to West Korea out there, and we were a hit. So, fortunately, there's just wonderful people in Lincoln. And, we kind of had return people come back. And, I saw people in the crowd, like, singing songs and all that stuff. So, yeah, I think we might be back this upcoming summer, too. But Lincoln was one of those really special places. If you've never been there, it's kind of like Eau Claire a little bit, but it's a lot bigger. But
yeah, I mean, I saw the pictures of the stage, and that looked incredible. So how does it work when you travel then? Because you're kind of going like solo. West Korea's been coming with to like help, because you can't really just totally do it on your own. What if Wes is busy and you're booked for something? Who does everything else with you?
Yeah, me. Usually.
Do all of it?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it depends. If we have the budget to be able to bring everybody out, then that's gonna bring the best show.
Of course.
That's going to be the best opportunity. But if it's not, I usually do a pre-recorded set off of my laptop. So if I need a break, I can't. It's a pre-recorded thing. That's what I did out in San Diego and Albuquerque and stuff like that. And I was like way out in the crowd. It's a gigantic stage in San Diego. I was way out in the crowd, like taking photos with people and stuff like that. I posted a video of it, and like the other song is starting, and I'm like running up this ramp, and it's like a mile long, just trying to get back around. I mean, it's way more fun when you're performing with your friends.
Yeah.
But sometimes you got to ride solo.
I got to come back to the backyard basketball thing, because we've never talked about it on air. How did that come up with seeing, was it Charles Barkley, right, in the ad? How did that all come together, and how ridiculous was it to like watch that happen? It's
it's kind of it's not a super exciting story. It just kind of happened. So the Jack Greenwood kind of created the song. He wanted me to feature on it, and that's how we ended up deciding to create an album after that song.
Cool.
So it kind of stemmed from that. And so we had the song, and somebody that he was living with, who is also an audio engineer and I think producer, submitted that song to some ad agency or whatever. They ended up picking it up, and then yeah, we saw the song playing with Charles Barkley. He's playing basketball out on the street, or like a backyard basketball, literally, and with some kids and stuff, like just bodying them up and whatever. But it was cool. Like I've had a lot of people hit me up. They see the ad on Snapchat a lot, or Instagram or something like that, because it was more of like a social media ad, and then a commercial every once in a while. But 2 years in a row, March Madness, they were playing it, so it was kind of cool too. And I saw it myself actually when I was on Snapchat and stuff. Do
you think that being on that ad brought a lot of new eyes and ears towards your stuff?
Not necessarily. I actually don't believe that it has, with that song in particular, because it's such a short clip.
Yeah.
So I think it's one of those like resume things, but I think it's just a really cool thing to show to other people, like, hey, I'm not even really taking credit for it. I'm not saying I had a huge impact on the thing itself, but I had a hand in making the song, and then it ended up getting placed on something. So it's kind of like, you never know what could happen.
Yeah.
So, just utilize the resources around you and trust the people around you, to a certain extent, and see things happen. But
yeah, I mean, sometimes you have to follow up if something's not getting done with somebody. But yeah, for sure, working as a team with other people is how you can get a whole lot more done. And it's especially with other music artists and stuff too, that's a great way for you to be able to reach their audiences. And somebody who's, a Miles Boulevard fan, if he doesn't know, or if they don't know TeawhYB, I don't know how that's even possible. But in general, if you start collabing that way, you kind of reach each other's audiences, and it's a great way to be able to, find new fans, find new people that really, enjoy your music. So what's then going to be happening in this next year? You're going to be traveling to a bunch of festivals.
Yeah, that's the goal.
And is there new music you've been putting out a ridiculous amount of music, so it's not like you necessarily have to still be like incredibly relevant with new music, because you have so much. But are there other like new music projects coming out that you're working on, or?
Yeah. It's a very transitional period for me right now. And I feel like every November, December, end of the year, I kind of have the reflective time. Yeah. You stop doing shows, you kind of relax, and you hang out with family, and you recharge and try to find that creative spirit. And that's kind of where I'm at right now. I've been experimenting with different features and different things like that. I have a bunch of songs in the vault that are ready. But the next time I release a project, I want it to be very special, and I want it to be very custom and personalized. So that's kind of what I'm working on right now, and trying to find different ways and do things differently than what I've been doing in the past. Because if I'm going to do it the same, and if you're going to do it the same that you've always done, you're going to expect the same results, and I want better results. So that's kind of where I'm at right now, and just going to work on my craft and work on my game, and network, connect with people, try to uplift the community, try to uplift the people that are supportive and have the right heart. So
yeah, man. I mean, if you just keep putting out song after song after song like you have been doing, and really put all the back end work into it, that's how those things pop. Mm-hmm. What was it like to see 1 million streams on a song?
Yeah, it's pretty surreal.
And that's got to be closing in on 2 million or something by now, right?
Yeah, we're at like 1.75 or something like that. So that's really good. Shout out to Kate McGarvey, who's featured on that Cabin track. But yeah, and it's surreal. I love that it's continued, because that song was actually out in 2017. So it's been a slow progress, but like all of a sudden it just kind of popped off, and it's by far the most popular song even to date. So, we're just trying to keep that growing and try to get people involved with the rest of the catalog, because I think there's a lot to offer there. So
yeah, well, and it's nice to have a song that people can sing along to at a show.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I mean? That's an easy one. At least everyone can really get in with the vibe.
It's everybody's grandma's favorite song too, and that's what I'm really here for. I'm here for the grandmas and the moms and the cougars.
Well, thank you so much for coming back. What's a song of yours that we can play, maybe from the Jack Greenwood album?
Let's go ahead with As We Go. This is As We Go by TeawhYB and Jack Greenwood.
And you're listening to Converge Radio.
Beat.
Ship far ahead of you all. If I ain't with the shit, I get involved.
Yeah, if you love somebody, drive up to the place, yeah, tell them to their face. And if you love somebody, ain't no time to waste, yeah, ain't no time to waste, yeah. Connect the lines like a capital A, let it breathe like a Cabernet. I was lost, had to find a way. If you've ever quit, then I can't relate. Nope. Full speed like it's Talladega Nights, yeah. Ooh, we think it's time to roll the dice, yeah. Feeling like grease in the pot. Ooh, it's hot, pretty soon I'm about to pop. Try to tell them, but nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody. I'll try as we go. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Nobody. I'll try as we go. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We all try as we go. All try as we go. Nobody knows. Nobody knows. We all try as we go. All try as we go.
Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Passion Pod. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. We'll see you soon.